Hey beautiful, welcome to Coloring with MJ from the Coloring Book for Women. I'm so excited you're joining me today because we're doing a cute sugar skull from the newly released Cute Sugar Skull Coloring Book. It's available on Amazon now, and I'm super excited because this ties back to my roots, to spending some time with my grandmas and just appreciating my Mexican culture. And it's nice to be able to share it with you, share it with my daughter. So before I get into it a little more, I'll tell you about the colors we're going to be using today. I picked out again the colors from the 24-piece set to make it easy, and if you're using other brands, it's just easy to find these basic colors. So we'll use the Indigo Blue, the 901 Prismacolor, Premier. We are also using the True Blue, which is the 903. I also have the Light Cerulean Blue, 904. Violet Blue, 933. The Black, 935. The White, 938. We have the Violet, 932. Pairing with this one is the Parma Violet, 1008. We're also using the Mulberry, the 995. We're using Pink, 929. Peach, 939. True Green, 910. Apple Green, 912. The Puppy Red, 922. The Orange, 918. The Goldenrod, 1034. Spanish Orange, 1003. And the Canary Yellow, 916. So let's get into it. The fun thing about sugar skulls is they can be anything that you can think of. Doesn't matter, it gives you that flexibility so you can just go wild. For this one, I'm gonna be using 4 colors for the hair. I want us to do some blending and to practice that. And for that, I picked out the Parma Violet, the 1008. For the hair, we'll also use the Mulberry, 995. The Indigo Blue, 901. And then our white to help us with the blending for the hair. So what we're going to do, we're going to get started with the Indigo, the 901, and we're going to use it for the darker areas and those high or darker parts on the hair, those shaded sections of it. And whenever you see a dark line, we're going to mark it with the Indigo Blue. And then for the other sections, apply a little less pressure, go lighter. But when you see the lines, use the tip of your color pencil to make sure you're controlling the pressure and you're able to do one nice big stroke, just like that. Practice using both the tip of your color pencil or the side. Each one will give you different results. There we go. Oh, this one doesn't want to work right now. Oh, another thing. For today's coloring, I'm saving all the shavings from my color pencils because we're going to be using those for our background. Sometimes we're sharpening our color pencils, and instead of wasting all those shavings, we're going to be using those today. And we're going to create a fun and different background this time. Okay. Let's continue with our indigo blue. We're applying it on those darker sections of this cute sugar skull hair. So wherever you see there's like that shadow, just really dark, those lines, I'm gonna go over them with the indigo blue. And then there's some sections where you see like it goes lighter. It's not black, it's gray. So there, instead of using the tip of your color pencil, go ahead and use the side of it. So you just like go lightly there. Just like that. We're going over all those areas that we're finding. It's okay if later we come back and apply more of our indigo blue. This is our first go, so just have fun when you're applying your indigo blue. Find those areas where you want it to go and have fun while you apply it. See right there, like very lightly I'm applying it. Here that it looks darker, I'm going a little more. And for this section, it's a really dark part. I'm not gonna go really hard, just creating those lines. And then applying light pressure there. Okay, we're gonna do one side first and then we're gonna continue and do the right side. So we're gonna switch to using our Mulberry, and this is gonna be like that transition color between the indigo blue all the way to the Parma Violet. So we're gonna apply it over the indigo blue in this area lightly. You don't have to apply a lot of pressure yet here. And we just kind of let it move across her hair, kind of guiding, using those lines on her hair as our guide to see how we have to apply it, how we have to move it. See how I'm going over the indigo blue? That's where I'm applying this layer of the Mulberry and then going past it. We're gonna move it inwards to then be able to mix it with the Parma Violet. Just like that. Like that. And then this darker part, we are going now with more pressure. Like, let's do another go. We're gonna go a little bit harder. Really trying to get it blending there. And lightly right here, we're gonna be doing the other color. Very lightly there. There we go. We're gonna switch now to use our Parma Violet. We're gonna apply it in those sections. And we're doing it lightly because we're gonna go over all of this with our white. The white is gonna help us blend all of our colors together. So right now we're just adding those layers with the different tones that we want the hair to have. Doing it lightly. We're leaving some white. So there's a bit of light. Like that. And let's switch to our white now. And we're gonna be moving from the top where we have the indigo blue, and we're gonna bring that color over to meet and blend with the mulberry and with the Parma Violet that we've been applying. Just like that, we're bringing it in. I'm using more of the side because I want to go slow. I want to be able to control it better and not create big marks and lines. So to avoid creating those lines, I'm using the side of my colored pencil. Otherwise we would be having some streaks, just lines there. Just like that. Let's do this over here. Whenever you can, try to follow those lines, the movement that is being created by how the lines on the hair is going. That's gonna help you create movement. Like keep that movement that's already in the page, keep it going. Good. We go over the darker area too with the white, just to blend it in and bring a bit of it there. Okay, there we go. Let's go and take our indigo blue, and we're gonna just mark those lines here. So when we went over with our white, some of them kind of got blurred a bit. So we can go back and just define them better again. We can even use our black for this. like that. Okay, let's go ahead and do the next side. We're doing the same thing. We're using our indigo blue first, marking those lines. And then using a bit of the color there. For me, this is the darker side, I would say, where there's less light getting to this side. So we might just go a little darker on this one, on this side. Just like that. We even color over the darker areas, like the super black areas. Still go ahead and color those sections with our Prismacolor. Okay. We can switch. Let's use the Mulberry now. Same thing, those medium areas. That's where we are applying the Mulberry. We're going over the indigo blue with the Mulberry and then making it wider. We're extending the area of it. Just like that. Okay, let's switch to the Parma Violet now. You know what? I want to add more indigo blue on this section. So just do that really quick at the top. Blend it with the Mulberry that we added right here. Like that. Let's do the Parma Violet now. We're going over the areas where we applied the Mulberry, where we applied the indigo, and this is our third layer. Okay, let's switch to using our white so we can blend those colors. This section of the hair where you see the lines, I am using the tip just to keep those lines. Keep them there. I want to have those streaks because like that. I'm going to use the side of my pencil here because it's the wider area. I don't have those lines. So I want to make sure it's smoother and without lines. Very nice. Just like that. Now remember, if you're gonna go use your white somewhere else to do some blending somewhere else, you want it to be nice and clean, so just sharpening it should do it. Let's go again with our indigo blue so we can mark those areas that we need the darker lines. Very good. Now let's keep working. We're gonna do her face. Sugar skulls, traditionally they're white. It's the skull that is created with sugar. It's actually something that we eat here in Mexico during that time, during the Dia de Muertos celebrations. We get to see little sugar skulls, bigger ones. They're all white, and then they have this sort of markings and decorations. They're really colorful, so they stand out really nice with the white sugar candy that you can eat. And they're based off of La Catrina, which is an iconic character that represents the death. And since it's to represent the death, it's white to represent the skull. So traditionally they would go white, but when you're doing cute sugar skulls, you have the option to do them any color you like. You create the mask the way you like. For this one in particular, I'm gonna be using a bit of blue. We're gonna use the light cerulean blue 904. We're gonna be using peach, the 939. So we're gonna go ahead and first start with our peach, and we're going to apply using the side of our color pencil. Very lightly, we're going to apply it everywhere. We kind of want it to look white, and we're going to get that effect by using these colors. Something that I was learning about coloring white is that if you actually look closely at a reference picture, let's say you're trying to color snow or character that you know it's white, when you look at that image, the color image, then you realize the colors in it, it's not just white. That white image is made out of a lot of grays, blacks, blues, depending on the lighting. If the lighting is warm, then you're gonna find some yellows. So don't be intimidated by trying to get it to look white. With sugar skulls, you can have fun. You can create the mask for her any way you like. Actually, last Halloween, Dia de Muertos, which is what kind of inspired this book, my daughter wanted to dress like a Katrina, a cute skull. And so I did the face painting for her and everything. At that time, we had run out of the white. They love doing face painting, so I'm painting their faces quite a bit throughout the year. And so we were out of the white, and I looked at some tutorials on, I'm going to be switching to the light Cerulean Blue. I'm going to apply it as a shadow over her face here. Very lightly again, just like I did the peach, very lightly. Light Cerulean Blue, we're going to apply it lightly, and it's going to help us create some of those shadows on her face. And we're using the side of our color pencil. Anyway, so like I looked at options on how am I gonna get her to look white. And there was this one where they use makeup, like the foundation, to get that tone. And it ended up not looking exactly white, but it gave that appearance of a sugar skull mask. And so that's what we did, and that's what we're doing today. We're kind of using a foundation to create the mask of this cute sugar skull girl that we have here today. It's like when I painted my daughter's face for Halloween and Dia de Muertos. We are recreating that today. So the light Cerulean Blue, it's kind of that shadow that the hat is giving her. We're going over that section. And right here as well. Under her lips, under her nose a bit. Okay. Now making sure our white is nice and clean, we can use it to go over some of the face right here, just to blend those colors in a little more. I'm getting a bit of streaks there, so I'm gonna go sharpen it again. Now we have some darker sections on this side, so I'm gonna take the black and lightly we're just gonna apply a bit of the black right here where it's much darker. Right here a little more. Okay, let's apply a bit more of the peach. We're going over the black with the peach. Just like that, to give it more of a 3D effect. Now we're gonna switch, we're gonna start doing the other details on her face. We're gonna use our Mulberry and we're gonna use it to color the inside makeup that she has around her eye. I'm gonna go over, even if it looks black, let's go over it with the Mulberry. And just like that. Over here it's a little lighter, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure there. Gonna go and apply another layer. And then we're gonna switch to our pink. We're gonna apply the pink on this light area that's creating flower, sort of for her makeup. We're going to do it with quite a bit of pressure. We want to get all the pink in there. Just like that. How's your coloring journey been so far? Let me know in the comments, what do you love about coloring? How you got started with it? What do you like to color? What other coloring books would you like to see me do? Do you want to use other mediums? Do you want to try using markers? Let me know in the comments. The fun thing about coloring is that you get to explore different things and you get to try different styles, different themes when you're coloring. Like that just keeps it more interesting. It gives you more options. That's how you find what you love doing, when you like creating, what makes your heart smile. Now if you see here, I left this bottom section. I didn't go with a lot of pressure for the mulberry, and I'm going over it using the pink. And so we're creating a little bit of blending right there. There we go. I'm gonna do some details with the mulberry. We're gonna go over the lines that create this rosette. Like that. Very good. We're using the mulberry now. I'm gonna just do these little dots in the mulberry as well. Since we did the pink with quite a bit of pressure, it's a little harder to get another layer of color there. So that's what you may be noticing. We've already kind of burnished, kind of gotten rid of any opportunity to add more color. It's okay, we're just doing those little dots right there. Okay, let's try the same thing on the other side. We're using the mulberry first. We're going over the black that we see here with it. Where you see that it starts turning gray, that's where you're gonna go lighter with it. You're not gonna apply that much pressure because we're gonna be blending it and mixing it with the pink. So right here, yep, we're just going slow. Like that. Let's switch to our pink now to do the outer section. right here, we're gonna go right in with the pink over the mulberry. That section that we left off a little less colored, just like that. Then we switch again to the mulberry to the contour of our little flower here. Make sure it's nice and sharp, so then it's easy to do this, just like that. Okay. Doing the same little dots as much as we can, because it's kind of hard after we did all the pressure with the pink. Okay, so let's try doing now some pink for her lips right here. We're gonna do a bit of peach on the lips. And then a bit of the mulberry. Okay, we're gonna sharpen the mulberry. And here I'm gonna create kind of a design going around. So for the sugar skulls, you can create your own patterns, your own designs. I'm gonna switch. You can color it obviously like the full thing the same color. I'm gonna switch now to the pink. I'm gonna do the center lightly because I'm gonna apply another color there. And then I'm gonna go over right here. Just a bit of the mulberry over. Okay. And then I'm gonna highlight the inside. Like that. Use a bit of the white. Like that. Then let's use our black to mark this the signs that he has on her face. On her lips. Make sure your black is sharp. Some of these are kind of fine, so you want to get in there. So the other one over here, like that. And then the heart. Okay. Her nose. We're going to use Mulberry for this section of her nose. See that sort of like lighter section? We're going to use white there. We're going to use white right there and then mix it in with the Mulberry. Let's go again with the Mulberry a little. Like that. And then we'll highlight with the black these lines that are black here. Let's do that here for her face. We'll color peach right here where her ear is. And then we take our black again just to mark this line that we have here. All right, let's go and continue with the neck. For her neck, we're going to be using the peach and the Goldenrod, the 1034. So I'm going to use the peach first, going lightly, just like that. Now we're going to switch to the Goldenrod. It's going to help us create those shadows below her neck. We're also going lightly. We're not going that with a lot of pressure yet. We're going with the peach again over those areas where we applied the Goldenrod just to get them more mixed in. Like that. Let's make sure our white is sharp so we don't have any other colors there. We're gonna be using it to do some of the blending there. Let's use a bit more of the Goldenrod right under. Like that. Perfect. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started with the bottom part of her dress. For those, I picked out the Spanish orange, the Canary Yellow, and the Goldenrod, okay? To start, we'll begin with the Spanish orange. I'm going to go over her neckline here on her dress. I am applying quite a bit of pressure. I'm going with the tip of my color pencil because on this section right here, I'm just using the Spanish orange. I want it to be nice and vibrant. Okay. For the rest of her dress, like those big sleeves she has, we're gonna use the Spanish orange first. We're gonna go over all of it, all of that part of her dress. Just like that, and then I'm gonna go with light pressured coloring the rest, because that's where we're gonna be applying other colors on top of it. So we want to make sure we leave room for the other colors to come in and to blend. Okay, let's switch now to using the Goldenrod first. It's going to help us with the areas that have less light. We're going to be applying it there. This area is where there's less light. Right over here, the border. Section. Okay, let's switch to using the Canary Yellow to add some light. I'm gonna go over those areas where we didn't apply the Goldenrod. Just filling them in with the color. going over all those areas. There we go. Okay, let's get started now with the flowers. So for the flowers, I'm going to be alternating the colors. I want to be using, let's see, the mulberry and the pink for some of them. And then we're going to use the poppy red, the orange, and the canary yellow for some of the other ones. So let's start with the ones that are going to be the orange color. What we're going to do, we're going to go over all the oops. We're going over all the lines using our poppy red. We're going over all the lines that we see on our flower. I'm not like going overly with a lot of pressure, but I am using the tip, so I do want it to be noticeable and defined. It's not a hard line, but it is looking vibrant, which is what we want right now. Over all of those lines and around it. Just like that, we're going to do it like a line over the middle. Like that. We're going to switch to using the orange. And we're going to go lightly and fill out those areas everywhere. All the white spaces are going to get filled out. Not with a lot of pressure, just lightly. Now we're going to go with our Canary Yellow. We're going to add more of the color. We're going to blend it all in. Just like that. Same thing we're going to do with the other two flowers. We're going to use in the same color. So let's go ahead and do it. We do poppy red for all the edges, all that outline. Then we fill it out lightly with our orange, and then we bring it all together using the canary yellow so it blends. Let's do it. Okay, now we've finished the orange flowers. Let's do the ones that are gonna look purpley pink. We're gonna use for that the mulberry to go around all the lines, all those petals in our flower. I'm gonna do that on all of them, just like we did with the other color. We're applying the same technique, same strategy for them. We're going to do the line in the middle with this mulberry. And then we're going to go and use our pink. In this case, instead of using a third color, we're just using this two. With this two, we're creating that. Go and apply more of the mulberry. Just like that. Light pressure for the mulberry right here. And then we go over it with their pink. I forgot this one. Let's get it done. Same thing. A line and then light. So when you're doing the lines, you're going with more pressure, and then when you're filling it in, it's light pressure, and you go over it with your pink, and you're doing quite a bit of pressure. Let's do the same thing for the other one. Okay, let's continue now and color the leaves that we see here. I noticed these two sections that I think they're part of her dress. So I'm just going to color it with the Spanish orange that we use for the dress. I'll do that first, and then I'm going to do the goldenrod right here, just on top because it's a bit darker in here, like that. Okay, now for the leaves, I'm going to be switching between these two. We're going to use the apple green, and we're going to use the true green. So doing the bottom close to it, I'm using the apple green, and I'm applying it just slightly, and then over it I'm going to go and use my true green. Like that. Same thing here, right close to the petal, I'm applying it darker and then just going lightly. That's where I'm going to apply true green. Same thing, close to it, going with more pressure, and then just slightly using the apple green to go close to the leaf, close to where the petal is, to create a bit of a shadow there. And gonna just do the same thing for all of her leaves here. If you noticed, I left some sections there where I didn't fully fill in with the true green. So I'm just gonna go over some of those areas, and I'm gonna use my white to add a bit more light to those sections. Just like that. Now some of those sections got the black now not that defined. I'm just gonna go over those areas with my black. This is like just a personal preference on this page. You don't always have to go back and trace those black lines. I just wanted them to stand out a little more for this one. It's kind of the style I wanted to create. Okay. Let's keep working now with the hat. For that, I want to use a couple different colors. We're going to be using the Indigo Blue. We're going to use it everywhere. We're going to use it really lightly right now. So we're just going to use it everywhere. We're using the side of it, the side of the color pencil. It's going to be our base for the whole hat. Just like that. Let's do the top here, like this line. We're using it as well. Lightly, very, very little pressure for this first layer where we're using the Indigo Blue. Okay. We're gonna use it up here as well, so let's just go ahead and apply it lightly. Same thing. Light pressure. leaving this little area without color. Let's switch. We're gonna use these other two colors. We're gonna use the light cerulean blue and the true blue. We'll use true blue first. Going over the areas where we already did the So this is the area where we're going to be applying more of a shadow. So we can go with more pressure on this side. Let's switch. Okay, hold on. We're going to keep using this one. I left one section here not colored. Let's switch to using our light cerulean blue. You know what, before we do that, let's just add a bit more of our indigo blue. Right over here, we want it to create a darker side right here, right around her hair. Just like that. Right here, we'll make it a little darker too. Right here as well, we're going to make it a little darker. And right over here. Here. And on this side as well. Go here a little darker too. Down here. And then on this side, we go dark. And underneath this design the hat has, we go darker too. Gonna help us create the illusion that it's embroidered, sticking out. There's depth to it. Okay, let's switch to using the light cerulean blue. We're going to use it all over here with more pressure. I'm now combining these colors. And once I'm moving towards the middle, I'm doing less pressure because I'm going to be doing white with these areas. Just like that. Over here. Then down here. Kind of mixing it together with the indigo blue on these sections. That's where I'm kind of going over those and then extending the area. Where I'm mixing it, I'm applying more pressure. And then I'm just fading it. I'm using the light cerulean blue now, going over those areas where we applied the indigo, and then extending it from there. as I go into the areas where it wasn't applied, I am going with less pressure. So we can still add more colors there. And sorry if it's a little wobbly right now, like I did a different setup and I think it ended up the tripod landed on is resting on the table, and when I'm coloring it's making the table shake, which is causing the tripod to shake as well. I hope it's not so bad. Okay. Go back to the top here and apply our light cerulean where we see we need it. So there's some sections on this side where kind of thinking the light's hitting that I'm not applying the light cerulean blue with that much pressure. That's where I'm going lightly. On this side where it's darker, I am already putting full pressure on there. Okay. Let's switch now and we're gonna start using our white. Now when we used it for the leaves, it's green, so let's just make sure we sharpen that. We're gonna start in these lighter areas. And then we're gonna move it towards the darker areas. Okay, same thing. We're gonna go up here from the lighter areas and then we're gonna spread it. Just like, so we're just going over all those areas with our white to blend the colors. Okay, let's go to the bottom section. Here is where I see connects later. Try to go in circles, circle motions here, just to try to avoid creating those streak marks. We're going back and forth, so the circles kind of help reduce them. Okay. Now for this top and the details, that's where we're going to use the other colors. We're going to be using the violet and the violet blue. We're going to create like a pattern. So go crazy here. Do whatever you want. Create whatever pattern feels right for you. Let me see. We're going to do violet first. And then we're going to do 2 violet blues. And I'm applying quite a bit of pressure, which reminds me, let's do these little sections with the true blue. So let's just sharpen it so make sure it's ready for the small areas. So right here, tiny bit of the true blue. just like that. And then we'll continue doing our pattern. Let's see. And switch violet again. And now violet blue 2 times. Okay, so we finished that. We're gonna do the top details with the same colors. Let's just sharpen them. We're gonna be adding a bit of the mulberry here as well. So let's just sharpen that one too. Okay. Okay. And then wherever you think the mulberry should go, you can add it. Let's do now some of the violet. We left some white areas there just to add a bit of shine. Gonna do the violet over here as well. some areas here I'm not adding that much pressure when I am applying the violet, just so I can go over it with a bit of the white. Okay, let's use the white. Now we used it on the blue, so let's just sharpen it before we use it on our purples and the mulberry, or violets. We're getting close to being done. Just like that. Okay. Let's see, I want to go over some of these sections with our black. So let's grab our black. Let's make sure it's sharper. It's a little bit more. Okay. Just for these sections on the hat. Like that. Since we're working with all the details, we need to make sure our color pencil is super sharp. Let's go and sharpen it again. This side too. No. That's the hubby in the background asking if I'm done. He's getting hungry. He's cooking dinner tonight. So let's just finish all those details there. So we can do the fun thing I have prepared for the background. I used to do it when I was growing up, like I would save the shavings from the color pencils and then use them. So next time you're sharpening your color pencils, make sure you save them. Like a good option to doing your details on your coloring pages is also markers. Because then after you've done your layers with your color pencils, then you can still go in and do those details and make sure they're nice and clear with your markers. Right now we're focusing on using just color pencils, so that's why I wanted to show you you can still do it even if you're just working with the color pencils. Still doable. We can get sometimes caught up in, oh, I don't have this or that, or I don't have these colors. And yeah, having a lot of colors is fun and all of that, but if you really just want to enjoy coloring and have some time to relax and meditate, like, you don't need that much. Just a couple colors, color pencils or markers, and just get going with those. Have fun with what you have. Make the most of them. There's so many possibilities. Just do it for yourself. And our page doesn't have to be perfect. We're human. So it's okay to embrace the imperfect. As long as you're having fun, as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, then you're on the right track. And you're learning, you're getting creative, getting to explore other things. Okay. Do you see any other details? Where else should we go over with the black? Okay. So yeah, I'm just going over those details that I think need more black. You'll probably find more things as you go. It's okay. It's your page. So whatever jumps at you, do that. Let's see, I'm just going to sharpen it again. See if there's any other things that I want to mark with my black. I think some of this details on her hat at the top. that. Anywhere else you see, go for it. It's been such a relaxing time for me today coloring with you. I hope you've been enjoying it as well. This is a time when you come in, just have some time for yourself. Time to let your mind wander, relax. Okay. Now for the background, what I want to do is use all of these. Well, we don't need the sharpener and we don't need all of the shavings. We're only going to use this part. So let's just get those there. Pick the colors you want to have for your background. I'm just going to do the same. I'm not going to do black, but I will do the mulberry, some of the shavings from the mulberry. Let's see, this is more mulberry. Let's get those shavings in here. Let's do some of the light cerulean and the true blue. So yeah, just go in and see which ones are going to be part of your background today. This one will add a nice touch. I try to save them as much as I can. I'll save the shavings because then I can do fun things like this. And remember when I used to do it as a kid. That's what I find about coloring. It just allows me to be a little kid again. Have some fun, get my hands dirty. Well, this time, since we're going to be using this, we're going to get our hands dirty. Normally, like, I don't get my hands that dirty, but today we're using this. We're making sure we're getting them out of our color pencils, and we're using the shavings of when we've sharpened them. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to use our fingers to rub them against our paper. If we need more, we'll come back and get more. Let's start with these ones and see what we can do. Just with your finger, you go in, you get them. Just like that. It's going to be a little faded. I want to try to leave like a bit of an edge around our cute sugar skull today. Just like that. And when you're happy, you're done. You can get ready and sign your page. Put your name, you can put your date, what colors you use. What I've been trying to do on my books is at the back of your page, you'll get you'll get to put the date, what mediums you use, and you get to sign it and do any other notes. Like you can put how you were feeling that day, anything you want. See, I think I like it the way it is. See how your finger gets all. Let's just sign our page. I'm gonna use the Indigo Blue. There you go. Thank you for joining me today. Have an awesome week. I'll see you next Wednesday. Okay, before I forget, I wanted to do this too. So you can just go back and do those little details that we were doing with black. I missed those. So I just wanted to go back and do them really quick since I noticed them. There you have it. So let's just do that. I was gonna use Spanish orange for that. We'll take Spanish orange and just go lightly on her eye. I knew we were forgetting something. I got too excited about doing the background, showing you this way of doing backgrounds, and completely forgot we missed the eyes. There you have it. We did the eyes. See you next time. Take care.